Hello and welcome to this December 7th, 2010 video version of InvestEd Central's Chart of the Day. I'm Tom Bowley, InvestEd Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you today's Chart of the Day. This Chart of the Day is brought to you by StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Today we're taking a look at International Game Tech. This is ticker symbol IGT. This is about a $5.1 billion technology company. You can see that back in late April, early May, we were up at about 2160 or so on the stock price, fell all the way back below $14 in late September. So more than 1/3 of the company's market cap was lost during this downtrend. But sometimes what you see during downtrends is a pattern that forms to reverse a potential trend like this to the downside. And in this case, IGT printed a reverse head and shoulders pattern. A lot of times when you think about head and shoulder patterns, you think about topping patterns where the stock goes up, puts in a right shoulder, comes down, puts in a neckline, goes up to a higher high, which is the head, comes all the way back down to that neckline, and then puts in a lower high, which becomes the right shoulder, and then breaks down. Well, this is the exact opposite. So here, on this move down, the low in July represents a left shoulder, and then we bounce up here to come back, put in a neckline. Then we have to go put in a lower low, which we do here. This is the head. It was actually a piercing candle right on the bottom, which was a reversing candle. But anyhow, this low right here puts in the head, definitely lower than the left shoulder. We make our move all the way back up to the neckline. So you can draw a line across from the left side of this pattern to the right side. And that connects our neckline, and then all we needed was one more drop down to put in a right shoulder. And you can see right here, as we're moving lower, take a look at the volume coming out of the stock. As we go down, we test the 50-day moving average, put in a bullish engulfing candle, and then here about a week and a half later, we see a big move up. And on Monday, we cleared this neckline area right here at 1670, and we did so with about close to 9.5 million shares. This was more than double the normal daily volume on IGT. So it was very, very heavy volume breakout above the neckline. And the beauty of this, when you see these patterns, is that they give you a measurement. They give you a target. From 1670 at the neckline down to the head, which is at about 1370, that's $3. So when you make this breakout above the neckline, what you're looking for from a target perspective is $3 from the breakout. So 1670, you add in the $3, that takes you up to 1970. So I would say somewhere in the $19.50 to $20 range. That also would coincide with this reaction high off of the gap down from back in May. So that looks like an area that I think IGT could eventually visit. Now, there's probably going to be some back and forth. My guess is because we were going straight down here from just below, actually it was just above 18, about 1810 or 1815 right in here. We had closing support. Once we lost that level, we went straight down. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a move up to about 18, 18 and a quarter before we start to see some weakness. But ultimately, any kind of a test back down around 1670 would be a great entry on IGT, because you really don't have to risk that much. You could use your stop at 1670. If you wanted to, you can go down and give it the 20-day moving average, which is going to start rising rather rapidly. Right now that's sitting down at 1588, but that would be a stop area if you wanted to give IGT a little bit more room. Otherwise, you could use 1660, 1670 area, because again, that is your breakout. We should hold that on a pullback, and the volume on the pullback should be a lot less than what we saw on the breakout. So that's what I would look for there. As far as the MACD goes, notice we had broken, when we broke above the 50-day moving average in late October, early November, we broke above the center line, and on this latest pullback in the right shoulder, we went right to the center line and held and started to turn back up. So I think IGT looks pretty bullish here, and looks like on any pullback to around 1670 would be a great entry. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation today. Be sure to check out our chart of the day every day at InvestEdCentral.com. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly Market Pulse newsletter and have the chart of the day emailed directly to you. Happy trading.